Child exploitation is a topic that I feel strongly about and I'll never stop talking about it. It's heartbreaking to see the consequences of putting children in the public eye for personal gain. These days, some parents, they quickly turn to social media fame by filming their kids non-stop, sharing their private moments without even considering how these children might feel when they grow up. Take Alana Allison from the Harris family, for example. She was accused of drugging her one-year-old daughter, Daisy, which led to hospitalization and 2 unnecessary brain surgeries.
TikTok fam, I think we're about to witness the worst case of Munchausen's by proxy since Gypsy Rose, or maybe even in history. It's been circulating on this app all morning, noon, evening, and even across the World Wide Web about Alana Harris and her daughter Daisy. Alana Harris has been documenting across all of her social media platforms to a substantial amount of followers about the medical obstacles that Daisy has been facing, such as brain tumours and prolonged seizures. And I also went as far as to document when Daisy had 2 brain surgeries across her social media platforms. And we could see this clear as day that Daisy was an inpatient. She had the bandages around her head, cannulas, you name it. So what's not to believe? This is where things change drastically. So it appears the nurses were actually following the family's social media platforms and noticed some large discrepancies in these posts regarding Daisy. One of these discrepancies was surrounding the brain tumours. Understandably and rightly so, this raised some serious alarm bells for the nurses and they suspected some foul play. So it's alleged this is what prompted further investigation and calls for a toxicology report. And those findings were even more alarming and suggest that Alana was actually poisoning her own daughter, Daisy. From a legal standpoint, this is all still alleged. However, Daisy's father, Brock Harris, actually released a personal statement to confirm the allegations and saying that he had no involvement and he actually pushed for the surgeries thinking they were necessary. I just say, if this is a criminal investigation surrounding child abuse, releasing that statement is wild. I don't even suffer with anxiety, but knowing that a 1-year-old has been subjected to 2, not 1, 2 brain surgeries that were not necessary fills me with anxiety. Queensland Police actually released a statement not too long ago to say they are aware of reports of child harm and they've taken action to actually protect said child. My biggest fear is that this may not even be the worst of it.
Then there is the 17 diaper woman who is allegedly neglectful. She refuses to change her child's diaper whenever her child pees, and she rather prioritizes giving $600 a month to the Mormon church than buy a $35 winter coat for her son.
Isn't it much more reasonable to spend $9 on lobster rolls in Vegas than $35 for your toddler's winter jacket when it's 8 degrees outside? Please watch this.
Yeah, it definitely feels like 8 degrees. It turned winter in like 0.2 days, and this kid doesn't have a big jacket. So I need to find him a big jacket. I'm sorry, but I can't spend $35 on a toddler jacket. I know he needs one, obviously. I'm not just gonna say, like, don't take his blanket, please. Don't take it. It's cold.
And then she proceeds to leave the Walmart without getting him a jacket. It is 8 degrees outside, and that little man is in a sweater. That woman buys brand new, like $1,500 hunting setup and nursing chairs on her account. She's a full-time content creator, a nurse, and her husband has a full-time job. And $35 is too much for their toddler son to be warm in winter. They also order hundreds of dollars worth of DoorDash and different types of food. Like, there's just something amiss here. So far, we've seen this kid not be able to get a winter coat and his hand being slapped when he's looking for food. Like,
both of these women, they seem more focused on making from their social media presence than on their children's well-being. And then there is Nika Diwa. I'm not gonna lie, she drives me up the wall. This woman constantly exploits intimate moments with her kids and her husband just plays along. She sets up camera for everything. Sets up the camera for literally everything, whether it's prayer session.
You have no more power. You have no more power.
Whether it's crying or even her daughter asking for a book when she's in the shower.
I just want to make sure that I heard this correctly. So I just now got in the shower, and you'd like me to get you what? Okay, when would you like me to get that for you?
Right now.
Okay, that sounds reasonable.
Can we take a break already? I made a video on YouTube discussing how adopted children get exploited on social media and on TikTok. And I touched on Nika Diwa briefly because she collaborated with the Vance family, one of the family that I mentioned. But these family antics, they are getting worse by the day. First of all, letting strangers pass your baby around the plane, that's beyond disturbing. But then again, my question is, why aren't more people talking about this? That being said, let me introduce myself. Hi guys, my name is Drew. Hi, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, welcome. And on this channel, I speak about whatever I want to speak about: documentaries, deep dive, social commentary, whatever. And that being said, let's get straight into this video. I know I'm just rushing into this video because literally I'm in the middle of editing JLo's video and I upload 2 videos a week, but I just started a new job which is 40 hours. I can't remember the last time I worked 40 hours, so it's eating up more of my time, and JLo is like very, very compounded. So I managed to finish writing the script yesterday, so yeah, I have to continue editing JLo's video to post it tomorrow, Saturday, because today is Friday. That's why I'm brushing through this so that I'll post this one on Sunday. But that being said, let's get into this video. Part 1. The disturbing act of Nika Diwa. Who is Nika Diwa? I'm going to play this video for you guys to just have a brief summary on Nika Diwa.
Hi new friends, we want to introduce ourselves. Here's our story. I left an abusive relationship to go to New York. I fell in love, got married, and traveled to the Philippines to work and empower women. I got pregnant, and now we have the most beautiful baby and can't wait to share more stories with you.
That being said, Nika Diwa is a well-known figure on TikTok and other social media platforms where she shares contents that are related around her family, particularly her young children. However, her approach has raised serious concerns about the ethics of exploiting children for online attention. While many influencers post family content, Nika's video often crosses a line, turning personal, private moments into public spectacles for the sake of views and engagement. One of the most troubling examples of her content is a video where she discusses privacy and private parts with her daughter while changing her daughter's diaper on the internet for the whole world to see. The irony of teaching a child about privacy while sharing such intimate moments with millions of viewers is so hard to ignore. Instead of keeping this personal interaction private, she chose to make it part of her online brand, drawing attention to her children in a way that seems more about content creation rather than protecting her child's dignity. Nika's video, we're going to react to some of her videos very soon, but her videos, they often feature carefully staged moments with her children, moments that should be private. And this ranges from seemingly innocent conversations to more unsettling videos where her children just ask questions like, "Why don't you like me?" or "Why are you nicer to the baby?" While these moments may seem very, very relatable to some, there is nothing inherently appealing about exposing children to the world like this. What's meant to be a private emotional moment just becomes something for entertainment, stripping away the natural boundaries that children need for their well-being. Let's put it this way. Imagine you're in a relationship and there's something going on in your relationship, and you go and you ask your boyfriend, maybe you guys are being distant, and you ask your boyfriend, "Why don't you show me the love and the care that I desire from, but I see that you give your friends that much love and care." And they record you asking that question and post on the internet for the world to see. They'll definitely call you the girlfriend a simp. Just imagine you seeing yourself on the internet, him recording that moment. That's literally how it feels like. Forget the fact that this is a child. Children have emotions, children have feelings. The process behind these videos, they are so concerning. Nika Diwa, she doesn't simply capture candid moments. She sets up cameras and films her children, carefully editing the footage before even posting. And this kind of premeditated content creation just raises serious questions about whether the children's needs and privacies are being respected. This also suggests that the value of family moments is being weighed against the need for social media engagement. People have criticized Nika, but I don't think it's enough, because honestly, this is just getting out of hand. And I would like to put her in the category of anything for views. Children, especially young ones, they cannot fully comprehend the implication of being exposed online in this way. They cannot consent to having their lives documented and shared for the world to see. Yet, their personal experiences are being turned into content for likes and comments. By using her children as the focus of her content, Nika is also monetizing their lives, and this raises concerns about the children's rights to their own identities and their own stories. Children don't have control over their online presence, and once these moments are shared, they become part of a digital footprint that could follow them for the rest of their lives. The potential consequences of this kind of exposures, they are unknown, but so many people have come out to warn that it could lead to issues like identity theft, emotional harm, and difficulty just establishing personal boundaries as these children grow older. Nika Diwa's approach is part of a broader trend that is known as sharenting, and this is where parents just share excessive details of their children's life on social media for online fame and profit. While this might seem harmless to some, I don't know why it should seem harmless to some, but obviously they have followers and viewers. This should raise some ethical concerns. Children, particularly young ones, are so vulnerable, and sharing their lives online without consent is a very serious violation of their privacy. Imagine exposing your children to millions of strangers online. Don't you know that it opens them up to potential risk, including unwanted attention from predators? Anyways, that being said, let's react to some of her videos that I saved on TikTok.
How was your day today? Oh my goodness, it was hectic. Yeah, I lost a nail.
Is your mommy?
Well, sort of. I call her mommy.
Oh no.
I'd never be one to question the quality of your work.
Because you're not being careful.
Would you?
Because you're not being careful. So
Okay.
that's not my fault.
Are we gonna get this one fixed? Yes or no?
That would be extra. You have to take care of yourself.
Oh girl, I'm trying.
Just do your best, mother.
Okay, first of all, that is her husband and her child. If you guys do not know, that's her husband and her child, and her husband is Nigerian. One thing she does, I don't want to say fetishizes, but like the fact that her husband is a Nigerian man, she makes everything about her husband being Nigerian. Oh, my Nigerian husband, or I don't know if I saved that video, but there's a video that I saw where she's like, when my children do anything, then I realize they're half Nigerian. And as someone who is from Nigeria, I don't play like that, but I think I've just seen the video, so let's watch it. And some of you may say I'm reaching with this next thing I'm about to say, but don't forget, in this world, everything has a subliminal message, everything has an underlying message. This video alone perpetuates the stereotypes that we are fighting to stop, that black people's skin or Nigerian skin or African skin can withhold pain compared to the skin of other races, which gives the idea of medical racism. Because I know some of you may say I'm reaching, but I'm not reaching, because it's things like this I think that black people should be kept longer in the hospital when they're experiencing the same amount of trouble or medical emergency as maybe a white person is. But because there's this underlying subliminal messaging that black people's skin are tough enough to hold pain, that's why people are able to sit down and just create videos like this. You can come for me and say I'm reaching, but at the end of the day, I really do not care. I know what I'm saying, and what I'm saying is facts. Because think about it, why else would she put something like that? Because in her mind, a Nigerian skin is tougher than every other person's skin. So you guys should do the math. This one I'm about to play is the one that really got me so pissed off. She was having an anxiety attack because her baby wouldn't stop screaming, and this lady asked if she could hold her baby to give her a break. First of all, giving your babies to strangers on the train, you don't give your baby to strangers. And secondly, if you have an anxiety attack, personally I believe this is performative, because if I have an anxiety attack, the last thing I remember is the phone. I have anxiety attack, the last thing I remember is to pick up the phone and record myself. Anxiety attack, you would not remember to pick up your phone to record yourself when you're having anxiety attacks. So first of all, giving your baby to someone on the train when you're having anxiety attack, why are you remembering to hold your phone? I'm going to be the last person to mock someone or to say something or to minimize someone's mental health. But at the end of the day, when you're having your episodes, the last thing you would remember is literally your phone. So I'll talk about when she was talking about privacy to her daughter, but then she was exposing her daughter on social media.
Is it just me, or is this something that is not something that should be filmed and put on the internet for nearly now 7 million people to see? You know what else is private? These children's lives. You know what they can't really give informed consent to is having their lives turned into content to be monetized online. This is a super important conversation for parents to be having with their kids. But to me, setting up a camera to film while you're talking about it, while you're changing your daughter's diaper, is just incredibly invasive, performative, and counterproductive to the spirit of the discussion. Maybe I'm wrong, but I am increasingly less comfortable with children being posted online, period, much less like entire platforms being built off of them.
Maybe I'm being too dramatic, but like this just holds so dear to my heart. Like it makes me so emotional, and like not in a oh my god I feel sorry, but in a way that I am so angry. Obviously my life as a child was not publicized online, but I know predators are so much. Like people could be wanking to your child. I'm not saying don't post your child online, but making them the primary source of your content is very disgusting. It's very invasive. Like honestly, like how do you even sleep at night? How do you sleep at night? Making them the primary source of your content, it pisses me off, and I want like literally every government in the world to just put their hands together to just see how to protect children online.
Generational curse is broken over this child. No more is she gonna wonder if she's enough. She's gonna be a warrior. She's gonna be an advocate for women everywhere. She's gonna be an advocate for herself. Fear and pain, you have no place in this space. You have no place in this space. You have no more power. You have no more power. The enemy who's just watched me hate myself for so long, you're gonna sit right here and watch me worship. You're gonna sit right here and watch me worship.
You're gonna sit right here with me and worship. You're gonna bring the camera closer. You're gonna sit right here with me and worship. I said, bring the camera closer. Oh my God. I want to know the thought process prior to this prayer. And did she say, okay, record me, record me? How do people think? Record me, record me. I need to put this online. Like, this is performative. I do not even care. This is so performative. This is performative. I'm not even the strongest Christian. I'm not even that religious. But I'm sure there's somewhere in the Bible that Jesus even said, like, basically, in summary, don't publicize your prayer moments or like your special moments with God for the world. Because even Jesus saying that is performative. If I see it, I'm going to put it here on the screen, the Bible verse. But I think I read something like that as a child because I used to be an evangelist. I'm going to put it here. But this is performative. There's nothing you're going to tell me. This is performative. When you're praying, the last thing you should remember is putting a camera to your face. Like literally, if I'm praying and then someone's putting a camera to my face, I'll literally lose balance. Try if you know that the camera is on your face. I would lose balance. I'm someone who meditates and who prays a lot. Even though the time I tried to record my meditation session, not for social media, just to like see things that go on around me when I'm meditating. I think that was 2022. And I was like, Joe, you know, like I just could not even focus because a part of me is like, the camera is on. Do you understand? Because prayer moments, meditation moments are like intimate moments. It's you and your mind, like it's you and what is there. And it's a very, very special moment that the camera should be the last thing you should think of. But it is what it is. So let's go to the next. It's how she knew how to pick up the camera at the right time. That's performative. She definitely told her child to say it. Act like you're kissing her. And when you act like you're kissing her, when he comes closer to you, just say it's a boundary, okay? Okay, mommy, are you ready? I'm going to start filming. Okay, mommy. No, it's a boundary. No, it's a boundary. No, it's a boundary. Cut the camera. Okay. Next thing you're going to say is, I'm going to tell daddy, okay? Okay. I'm going to tell dada. I'm going to tell dada. It's a boundary. Yo. This is performative. This is performative. And if you don't see it that way, I don't know what you guys are saying. Like, this is 100% performative. How did she know the right time to record her daughter? She definitely asked her daughter to say that. And if you don't see it that way, then...
What do you mean? Of course I like you. Have I not been giving you enough attention? Have I not been with you enough? Yes. I have an idea. What if I get you early from school and we spend just a day, you and me? That would be the best day ever. Would it be the best day ever? Yes.
An intimate moment with your child. An intimate moment with your child. Like I said in my intro, imagine you're having an intimate moment with your boyfriend and you're trying to pour out your heart with your boyfriend and he's recording, and the next thing you see online, how would you feel? Again, I thought I was the only one that felt this way, but like the comments on this video, they definitely passed the vibe.
And the tears come streaming down your face when you...
With just this one video, there's a lot to unpack. The reason we stay in therapy and fight for each other even when it's hard, a lot to unpack. First of all, you're in a therapy session, which is meant to be an intimate moment with your therapist. Therapy is an intimate moment. Like the time I was in therapy, I know how intimate therapists can be. Sometimes you cry, sometimes it brings up unlocked memory. Sometimes things that you thought you forgot, you just remember when it comes to therapy, because your therapist is like your trigger. Your therapist is like your human shadow work. You know, shadow work digs out into your inner child. What does the therapist do? Your therapist, what they do is ask you questions that trigger your emotions because they're trying to heal you. That's what therapists do. So you're in a therapy session with your husband. And first of all, this man is doing his job, the therapist. You set your phone, you and your husband, and you record yourself and record your child. First of all, you're putting all this emotion, you're trauma dumping everyone. Trauma dumping on the therapist is allowed because that's the therapist's job. That's why therapists, they have their own therapy, because they're getting so much emotion soaked into them. You're trauma dumping on a therapist and your child is there watching. She looks disheveled. Your child even looks disheveled. You're trauma dumping on your therapist. Your child is there listening to what's going on. You think children are not smart? Is that what you think, that children are not smart? Then again, the reason we stay in therapy and fight for each other even when it's hard. I don't know what the fuck goes on in your relationship when you're married, but you should never fight so hard to stay in a relationship or in a marriage because of a child. That is a wrong message that you're passing to people. That's a very wrong message. That's how people end up in toxic cycle. If you're in a relationship, if you're in a marriage, like I said, I don't know what is going on in a marriage, but if you're in a relationship, if you're in a marriage and you know the way out is to leave and you refuse to leave because of your child, we see what happens. We literally see what happens at the end of the day. Sometimes the children even get mad at either the mom, most times always the mom, get mad at the mom for staying in such abusive relationship. Again, I'm not saying that their family is abusive, but the way she worded this, literally the reason we stay in therapy and fight for each other even when it's hard. Therapy can only do so much. Therapy can only do so much. Your therapist can come and talk and do all these things, but what do you do within yourself, within your inner work to make sure that what you're fighting for comes to actualization? Your therapist can only do so much, because when I was in therapy, she would give me homework for me to do. So that's your part to do. And very soon, everything that has a beginning has an end. Your therapy session will be over, even if it goes on for 5 years. There'll be a time that your therapist will be like, I think it's time for you to go and do this by yourself. If you've done and it's not enough, you start therapy again. But this is a wrong message to send to someone. This is a wrong message to send to the world. This next video,
Sorry.
Again, another performative video. Again, another performative video. Again, another performative video. Let's move on.
Yesterday, I was sad because sometimes we don't always feel happy. You know how sometimes you cry? Sometimes mommies cry too. But mommy still loves you, even if she's sad. Yeah, this is mama's medicine. It helps mommy feel better.
Yo, I can't sense bullshit from the screen. Set your camera. Okay, I'm going to try and cut your nail. What I want you to do is to ask me why I was sad. Because what a perfect moment, perfect time to set up your camera. Literally, yo, I am so irritated from the bottom of my soul. I am so irritated. I have been putting off talking about this family because of how irritated I am. Like, I even had like a collection. I have a collection of them on my TikTok and on my Instagram. I don't do collection of people, especially on my Instagram. Instagram are for things I need. But like, I have dealt enough with this, their bullshit. I'm not even subscribed to them or anything. But for some reason, Instagram and YouTube suggest their content to me. And maybe that's because I've just wanted to talk about this for too long. But it's time for me to talk about it and just like delete the collection already because this is pissing me off. Next video. Okay, surprising my Nigerian husband with traditional African moves. I learned. I could care less, honestly. Next. I feel this is performative. I honestly feel this is performative. So literally on this video, there were comments on it and someone was like, girl, you really pissed me off. Someone like this pissed me off. Another person was like, I'm employed. What does this mean? Another person was like, the staging is always hilarious to me. Another person was like, why does this piss me off? And I was like, now girl, let's be fucking for real. And I was like, the silence was so loud. Like literally. This is performative. Like, this is Yo, let's move to the next video because I have editing to do. Next video. Hack for flying with babies. Make strangers hold them so you don't have to. For flying with babies, make strangers hold them so you don't have to. Passing your baby on the plane to strangers. Did you guys even see that man that looked at the baby and was like, what's this? Let me show you. Let me go back to that again. Or why are you giving your child, your toddler, your baby to different people to hold your child? You guys don't understand that predators can be so slick. Why are you giving your child to strangers on the plane to hold your child and you're recording it to put it on social media and you're writing hack for flying with baby? What this woman does, she gives, how should I put it, she gives wrong advice to people and she has so many people on her platform. I don't care if it's satire or whatever, you're a family channel and someone that could take it very, very serious could think that this is a normal thing to do. It's not normal to give your children to strangers. It's not normal. Let's start from there. Next video. Just imagine you're doing someone's hair and they look at oh my god, let me screenshot this. The man that's doing her hair, look at his face, like the irritation. Imagine you're doing someone's hair and the person's hair you're doing is moving mad. Like, what is this? Let me replay that. social media has suffered. This is why people want TikTok gone. So this is what I said, this woman, she has a big platform and she goes around spreading nonsense. She goes around spreading nonsense and she thinks it's satire. There are some platforms you don't post satire. Let's start from there. Okay, let's watch this.
I'd really like to know an extensive long list around the world of all the doctors that are telling their patients that drinking in moderation every once in a while is okay, because sorry to break it to you, but they're not being trained and they're very outdated. This is not a joke. This is real. Just don't drink while pregnant. No matter what doctor tells you that it's safe, don't.
Imagine spreading this word to people on social media, looking for a mama who won't judge me for being preggo and enjoying a glass every once in a while. If you're pregnant and you're drinking alcohol, I will judge you. I would judge you because it's like there's something wrong with your head. How is it even safe to drink while you're pregnant? If a baby cannot consume alcohol till they're like 18 to 21 years, depending on the country. So how would a fetus, a child that is yet forming their body, forming their brain and everything, how is that okay? How is that okay? We've seen people who drank and smoke during their pregnancy and their child came out and their child has fetal alcohol syndrome.
My name's Kayla.
That don't matter. That don't matter. Come sign this, baby girl.
Oh, okay.
Interviewing a babysitter that says her rate is £18 per hour. Anyone can charge $25 per hour, $30 per hour and still be a predator. But like, what message is this sending? Interviewing a babysitter that says her rate is $18 per hour. And the sound says,
That don't matter.
Kayla.
That don't matter.
The sound says, my name is Kayla, that don't matter. Like, you don't care about her name or anything because her service is cheap. Her service could be nothing, but you're more focused on the price. Okay. Now, this is the last one because I'm tired of watching her videos, honestly. You planned the perfect Disney vacation, but now you're hiding in the bathroom overstimulated and wondering why you didn't stay home. Performative bullshit. So now let's go to the concluding part of this video, part 3. Sharenting and the role of social media in modern exploitation. Child exploitation takes so many forms, which robs children of their innocence, safety, and future. Whether through physical abuse, forced labor, or psychological manipulation, predators, they exploit the natural trust that children place in adults for selfish and harmful gains. Grooming is one of the most common ways that exploitation begins. This deliberate, calculated process involves an adult earning a child's trust through attentions, gifts, or affection. And once this trust is established, the abuse begins. Tragically, many children don't even realize that they are being exploited, or they feel too scared or ashamed to seek help, leaving them trapped in a cycle of harm. In this age, especially in this digital age that we are living in, social media and online platforms, they've created new spaces for exploitation to occur. Predators, they hide behind fake profiles using social media, chat room, and online games to target children, and they manipulate these young users into sharing personal information, photos, or even meeting in person. While the virtual world just offers countless of opportunities for connection, it has also become a dangerous tool for those that are seeking to harm children. An often overlooked contributor to this risk is sharenting. Sharenting is the practice of parents sharing detailed information, photos, and videos of their children's lives online. While it may seem innocent or even celebratory, sharenting can unintentionally make children vulnerable. Posts that reveals names, locations, schools, or even favorite activities just provides a digital footprint that predators can trace. Images being shared innocently, like a child playing soccer, sports, or a child at a beach, can be misused or exploited in dark online spaces. By oversharing, the parents may unintentionally expose their children to risks that they do not fully understand. The effect of sharenting extends beyond immediate risk. By documenting so much of their children's lives online, parents create a public digital presence for them before they're even old enough to consent. This overexposure can lead to identity theft, embarrassment, or bullying as the child grows older. It can also create challenges for children as they navigate their autonomy. It makes them to often feel like they have little control over how their personal stories are being shared or perceived, especially to strangers online. Oversharing also has unintended consequences of normalizing boundary violations. Innocent photos or detailed updates can erode the idea of privacy, making it very easier for predators to exploit shared materials. Thoughtful sharing practices such as avoiding identifiable details and using strict privacy settings can help mitigate this risk. Involving children in decisions about what is shared further empowers them to take ownership of their digital identity. And guys, that brings us to the end of this video. This video is long. I didn't expect it to be this long. But that being said, thank you so much. And until next time, bye.